Special guest, Josh Fisher's in here, Max Fortunus, defenseman, Ray Bork lookalike. As the Texas Stars have a couple of games on Friday and Saturday, to assist in some of the Red Cross relief. And again, $2 beer, $1 hot dogs on Friday and Saturday. As Abbotsford, where is Abbotsford?
British Columbia. They're
BC?
just actually north of Seattle and a little bit east of Vancouver.
So it's a long road trip.
It's where the torch is today.
Oh, that's where the Olympic torch, right? We figured that out. Yeah, it's in BC somewhere.
You got GPS on that bad boy?
Yeah. Oh, we spare no expense here. We're tracking that baby for you. Want to find out also, we continue to talk to Max about this of being a hockey player from, growing up in Montreal and being in Texas, et cetera. But some of the advancement, with hockey, the NBA has gone through a metamorphosis where it became this wide open European international league, and some American basketball fans are like, I can't even say that guy's name. How am I going to buy a jersey? I don't know his name. But just the whole globalization of basketball has become a topic in the last few years on Sports Talk Radio. Now, hockey has always been global, for sure. They're playing pros at very young ages across. But what's different about it now, at least according to the NHL's own stats, you got 72 players in the NHL this season that are quote-unquote minority players, meaning they have some sort of ethnic background, and that's a 50% jump from last year. I mean, no matter what your category is, 50% is a big jump in any given year. So what do you think the globalization? I mean, growing up in Montreal, that drew you're a fan.
Yeah.
But I mean, but these places, folks from South Asia and Hispanic descent, Aboriginal descent, Arabic descent. I mean, what's up with hockey?
I think it's about having hockey involved more and more with all the communities. I know, you go back to Montreal, you take a look at a couple years ago, and you would mostly see like white hockey players, right? Mm-hmm. And now I guess parents are starting to get involved in sports and stuff. It's great for the kids, and now that you got programs where kids that don't have a lot, are able to get a chance to maybe play hockey, get some skates and stick in a puck, and then you can go out and play hockey. And so someone will just try and make careers out of it, and it's a good way to stay focused on stuff, and for some people like stay out of the street and stay out from doing bad things. So I think that's where it comes from, where there's a lot of ethnicities, especially in Montreal, where I know there's a lot of it. I got a lot of friends that are from a lot of different backgrounds, so we all come out and play hockey together, and so I think that's where it comes from all over the world.
Access, access, because here's what I'm thinking. I mean, here, in the South, you go outside, you throw a football around, but there's a lot of pockets in America. It's like, well, what do you do if there's nothing to do? You play basketball.
Yeah. Because
of limited real estate, you only need one ball. But in Montreal, if you're not playing hockey, what are you playing?
You're playing. If you're not, it's true. Hockey is the main sport over there, right? That's what you do since you're really at a young age, and I think most of the kids play there. But I think we're starting to see a lot of soccer over there. That's coming over. So
do you have a football?
I don't.
Can you throw a football, Max?
I can't throw it really far. I've always been a soccer fan, so.
Neither can Brooks. That's why they're giving
I know what you can throw. You can throw your gloves.
There you go.
How many times have you been in a brawl this year?
Wow, this year not once. Not once. I've been
What's the problem? What's the problem?
I don't know.
Come on, man.
Scared me.
Rumors just spread. Nobody wants any.
What's funny is when I went out, it was so interesting, and it was great when Josh and everybody invited us out to have the opportunity to come out and just watch you guys practice, learn more about the game in general, as many of us are just illiterate when it comes to hockey. But one thing that was said that I thought it just stuck with me. There's a gentleman's way to fight in this game, and most people just think that it just kind of happens. And before a face-off, sometimes people will say, "Hey, it's me and you, buddy. We're about to throw the gloves down," and you would never think that would happen. I guess if it's UFC or if it's fighting, you just hit them. Yeah. You guys though try to take a gentleman's approach to fight. Man, how do you do that? That's so oxymoronic.
Yeah, I guess so. Fighting in the game is something that's been kind of taboo a little bit. Some people are against it, some people are for it, and it's something that's going to be hard to change. Just a little fact like this: the first hockey game ever in the whole world was started with a fight. So I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon. So. But yeah, I think it's all the game's all about respect right now, right? So you try not to do any cheap shots or anything. So even around fighting, you want to be as do it as a gentleman's way as possible.
Like sometimes you'll see like a guy go down, and a guy can have him in a spot where he could just wind up and really let him have it. And if he's already down, he may just let go and let the linesman come in. Like guys aren't going to do dirty shots, cheap shots to each other. Like there's a mutual respect there. And generally, if you do something like that, you may have to pay the piper later.
Well, let me ask you, gentlemen, because I know recently there have been some issues with younger people. You talked about how early you've played the game of hockey. Recently, there's been some news where they're trying to debate on when do you teach a young hockey player to defend himself in a fight versus being an adult and you making a decision, this is what you do for a living. This is different now. I mean, it comes where, as a coach, when you start coaching them to defend themselves, and when that guy checks your teammate to stand up for your teammate, which is a principle that resides in y'all's locker room. At what age do you think is that should be taught?
Well, for us, we started. You're not allowed to fight unless you play in junior hockey, which you can start when you're 16 years old.
Okay,
so,
fair enough.
So I think that's a fair age to start doing it. Anything younger than that, I don't think the game is about that anymore. The game is about speed and offense. That's what people are coming into the games to see, and I think that's what it's going to be about.
How would you describe your Texas Stars? Let's say if we've got some people who say, I wanted to help out the Haitian Relief Fund. I don't know how to text on my phone. But this sounds like a good way to kill two birds with one stone. I'll come get a beer and a hot dog and come watch hockey. How would you define or describe this season's edition of the Texas Stars?
It's good. Well, first of all, like for people that have never been to a hockey game, it's the fastest sport, right? It's got to be the fastest sport, the professional sport. So it's really something to see, and I think people really get impressed once they come and see it. And for us this year, it's been really good. We've had a really good start of the season. We've been on the top of the standings since the beginning of the year. So we have a really good bunch of guys in the locker room, and I think we got a really good chemistry. So I think it shows on the ice.
Josh talked about respect. Let me ask you, during a shift change, why don't more teams attack during a shift change? Is that a respect thing too? If you see guys heading over to the side, I just go for it, man. Just attack. I mean, is that also one of those things like, wait, they don't have their guys on the ice yet?
No, actually, you know what? As soon as you get the opportunity to get your offense, you take it. But changes happen so fast on the ice. You don't even on a change, you don't have time to make one pass and then try to get a scoring chance right. It'll happen. Like don't get me wrong, it'll happen sometimes, but most of the time, the guys are really aware of their defensive play. So, when you make a change, you got to be in a great position to defend first, and then from then on, you'll be able to get the puck back and then try to get your offense going.
You have a nickname?
Max.
That's not a nickname. That's not a nickname.
4C.
I was 14.
4C. Fortunus, 4C.
Yeah, Fortunus. Well, Josh, I always thought a great name for a defender would be the Piper.
Piper,
a defenseman, because he said, sooner if you play dirty, sooner or later you got to pay the piper. If you got a nickname like the Piper, it's like, if you come around with the Texas Stars and you messed up last time around, you're going to see the piper.
That's probably Gastic's world, isn't it? A little bit. Luke kind of takes care of that.
So for all you fans that are going to be attending the games, and I encourage you, the Cedar Park Center is just incredible. I've been out for a few games. Put number 18 on the sign with Piper on it.
The Piper!
Y'all was there.
Figure out a way to make this stick. Don't forget, as we wrap up the hour here, don't forget Friday and Saturday. They're taking on Abbotsford, the Heat.
Yeah.
And again, a $10 donation, minimum $10 donation will get you a 2-for-1 coupon for a future game. The proceeds go to help the American Red Cross. There'll be tables everywhere. You can take care of this Friday.